Hey, what's up, KI fam? So, this is gonna be the basics video for Cinder's Juggles. I might get into some advanced stuff later, maybe. I'm gonna try to just keep it the simple one so I don't end up rambling like my other videos did. So, we'll start with a few properties, things that you will need to know if you really want to capitalize on his Juggles. Any of Cinder's stuff that's a launcher, so his crouch heavy punch, his target combos ending in heavy punch, or a fired up DP, all three of those are launchers. You can cancel the jump recovery, cancel some of the recovery of the normal by jumping. So if I do a standard heavy punch and then hold up, that's quite a delay. But if I crouch heavy punch and jump, that's, significantly faster. So, that's how you'll confirm most of your juggles. So just jump up, press a button. Pretty much any normal you press off of that will hit right away. So confirming off anti-airs, pretty basic. Anytime you land a launcher and you want to go into a juggle, just be prepared to start holding up. Like, I can hold up before, the whole time my target combo's going. So so that's step one. Step two, we'll go over some Trailblazer properties. So his Trailblazer, if you do it normally, you can hold any direction and press the button again and go a different direction of your choosing. So left, right, right, left. Sorry, I was reading my inputs as I spoke. So left, right, you just press a button, and it has to travel the full duration or full distance before you can do anything. If you haven't touched anybody, so even lights, you can go all the way up and down. Even heavies, but the heavy one has to be at the top of your jump if you want to cancel into another direction. Otherwise, you will hit the ground every time. So top of your jump, messing up. So top of the jump on heavies if you want to go two directions. Otherwise, you will always hit the ground. There's nothing you can do about it. But when that changes is when you hit an opponent. Now, I'm not going to set her to block because it doesn't matter if it's block or hit. The moment you hit them, any time between the time you hit them and the full distance your Trailblazer is supposed to travel, you can cancel into another direction. So if I'm point blank and I do a light, normally I'd go to the other side. But if I want to cancel it right away, you just press a button right away. Or if it's actually on a hit, you just press it twice and you get your combo. Frame trap stuff, you get a hit. When you land, you're not quite safe enough to block unless they have a 3-frame or something like that, or shadow counters. That's 2 hits, easy to shadow counter. Oops. So one thing you gotta know about Trailblazer, you can do that anywhere when you would land a Trailblazer, so even like a medium one. So, and you can delay them quite a bit as long as you're still in the animation for the most part. So, any of those work for that. Yeah, so that's just a couple of things that you should know about his normals and his Trailblazers. But other than that, let's just do some basics. So Cinder can pretty much do light and medium Trailblazers off any of his normals without any spacing requirements for the most part. So if you just do crouch heavy punch, jump heavy punch, medium Trailblazer, it's pretty much guaranteed land. Recapture off of that. Pretty simple. Even light one pretty much always work. Heavy is the one that you'll have to have a little bit more proper spacing for because you go downward on it. Otherwise you'll miss like that. So you generally want to be directly within their hitbox or do lights or mediums to land that. Something that doesn't quite push them so far away from you. Even mediums might be a little bit too much. Might have to do specific ones, but see, that's when you start getting into specific paths that you can do. So, but lights are generally the easiest one to do that off of. But we'll just do some bread and butter. We'll do nothing but mediums for a while, just off of a crouch heavy punch, because even if you land a fired up DP, the timing is still the same. So we'll just start with the easy ones. So medium into recapture. So that's what we're going to do for a while. Just start with that one. Once you can do that, you can even combo it and keep it going. So something like that. That's a really easy juggle to do. And you can swap out any of the buttons you want. Like, you can just stick with medium Trailblazer, start doing heavies. Oops, I messed up. I mean, the timing will be slightly different for the heavies because they knock them up higher. So, it's the one thing that you'll have to worry about is just, it's another thing I forgot. I started with it last time, but his air normals themselves, they all have different heights that they send your opponent. Pretty much the same thing, treat it as hit stun. So your lights keep them about the same. Your medium send them a little bit higher, but still about the same. You know, it doesn't matter if it's medium kick or medium punch or light kick, light punch. There's not much variety between the two aside from like a jump heavy punch is much higher than a jump light kick. You know, the hitbox is different, but you know, light punch is a little further out, so you can extend, you know, from a different range than say your crouch light kick would. Suppose I gotta be right in here. But like that'll work for a light punch, but not for a light kick. I mean, situational stuff, you know, medium kick will pretty much work from anywhere. That's a very good hitbox on that one. But the two that are different are heavy punch and heavy kick. Like heavy punch launches them up quite a bit, and he punches downwards, so it's got a pretty good hitbox on it. But heavy kick, if you're within their hitbox, it hits twice, and it's also a cross up, just like his medium kick. So they're both cross ups. But you got to worry about your timing for the heavy kick to actually cross up. So you kind of want to be at the peak of your jump, or just coming down a little bit to actually get the hit. Otherwise, medium kick, the active hitboxes are pretty easy to work with. So. There we go. Yeah, I picked a character with the smaller hitbox just to show that his juggles, or you know, if you can do them on Shinosako, you can do them on anybody. So yeah, those are pretty much your options for that type of stuff. You can follow up any of the basic stuff pretty easily. Any strength you want, even lights. You know, depending on what you're looking for. If you want a quick recapture, you know, lights and mediums might be a little bit more your style. But when you're looking to like extend your combos, that's when things will start to actually get more complicated, but they're still not too bad. That's when you want to look for what has the most lift. Like you could probably follow up off medium kicks or light kicks, you know, that's more height specific. Like if I do light into light, you know, like if I do a launcher, light, medium, light, I can follow up off of that. But if you're looking to do like say, you know, the Trailblazer and follow up on the ground, you know, a little bit more timing oriented, and you know, you got to worry about just where your opponent's at, and you know what type of follow up you're looking for. You know, you can string stuff together. I mean, I know that combo there might look super fancy, but it's really not. The only fancy part about it is when you land the grounded heavy kick into the light Trailblazer, you swap sides with your opponent. So I'm over here in air, so I need to do either my medium kick or my heavy kick to actually land the cross up on her so that I can keep her airborne. But the part of that that's hard is after you bounce them and hit them in air, you need to wait for them to cross over your hurt box so that your crouch heavy punch auto corrects to the right side. So what I mean by that is, heavy punch and heavy kick, and I cross up hit, and I got to delay so that, I hit her the right way. If I press heavy punch too early, I'll swing to the left while she falls to the right. But, like, a lot of Cinders get a lot of mileage out of, simple stuff like this, just because people guess break and it's all manual timing. So if that's, where you end up being, you might not even have to do fancy combos. Just something like that into burnouts. Just, keep them on fire. Just play around with his jump button, see how high he sends them and stuff, but I would still say that Cinder's juggles are much easier than, say, Sadira or even Rash. Like, the timing on theirs is quite a bit more strict. Like, you need to pay a lot of attention to spacing and timing and height, for tongue juggles and some of Sadira's stuff. Cinder, like, you can combo anything off of anything, and the only thing that matters is just how high your opponent's floating. That's it. Like, I can do medium Trailblazer off of that. I can do heavy Trailblazer off of that. I can even do light Trailblazer off of that. I can do any light punch, light kick, any of my normal buttons. I can do any of them. And that works off of even your fired up DP. All of them work. Like, everything. Alright, we'll just put Instinct to Infinite so that I can have that all the time. So, I mean, like, you can do anything. Like, his combo variety is very, very open. So the only time that you'll ever have like tricky confirms is, looking for confirms off bomb juggles and knowing, what follows up with what. That's really going to be the only complicated part, is learning some paths and knowing what reaches where, and then just capitalizing on it mid-match. That's really all there is to it. Like, a lot of his combo stuff is improv. The better you get at just sitting here, practicing some funky stuff, put your opponent in a situation, and then say, okay, I want to learn if I can combo from that situation. And then you just end up doing wicked long juggle combos like that. And anybody can try to guess break anything. The thing some people look for is, being the recapture. So you might want to work on in your arsenal, land a combo, find something, grounded normal, and then, convert the grounded normal into a shadow cash out. And you don't want to worry about it right away, trying to get all the hits out of a shadow for your ender, but it might be worthwhile to look for that eventually, because landing 2 hits of a shadow ender versus landing 5 hits of a shadow ender can be the difference between winning a match and not winning a match. So that's also another thing too. If you don't get all 5 hits of his shadow DP, it doesn't launch them as high either, because sometimes you can actually follow up off it. I will get one, hold on. You gotta be like right in them when you have that happen though. Maybe I should try a light punch or something for that. There we go. That one should follow up, but assuming I can actually do it properly. Okay. A little bit rusty for some reason. Then again, I haven't been able to play for a while. Okay. I'm just like a little bit late here on my cancel for some reason. There we go. Yeah. So you can follow up on those. Some characters juggle higher than others. It all depends on the height that you launch them from. So you know, that one she hit way sooner. So it's not something that you need to worry about too much, but it is possible. The other thing is, you know, capitalizing off pyro bombs. You know, so you'll probably sit there playing zoning games with somebody, and depending on how many bombs you have on somebody, you know, that does determine, you know, how high they fly up and stuff. So it's something to keep in mind, because you don't want to ever miss, you know, conversion chances off, you know, your pyro bombs and stuff. Most of the time you'll probably have one to go off of, and if they're jumping in on you and you hit, you know, a medium Trailblazer will generally get you in position right away. But it also depends on where they're at. Like, if about here, I should be able to just go into a light, and you know, if you do catch somebody, you know, with the right spacing, it's all reactionary things. You know, comes with practice, but his stuff isn't that hard. Like, just start with basics. Just start with doing, you know, normal trail, normal recap combos, or normal trail, normal, another normal, and then just cash out, you know, if you don't want them to break. But, you know, try to keep them on fire as much as you can. There's matchup specific fire, you know, burnouts that you want to do. So like if you're playing against Spinal, obviously his kicks don't matter near as much as his punches. Same thing with like Hisako. Like, her big thing is parries and Rekka and Anra-Zan and stuff, which is all punches. So you just want to keep their arms on fire. But characters like Jago and Fulgore, that's more, you kind of have to react to what they're using more. Like if you have a Jago that's, you know, fireball heavy, you know, shoot him with some fire. But if he doesn't like using that stuff, then burn out his legs, because he's probably one of the ones that'll like to wind kick on you. Same thing with Fulgore. If they like to teleport a lot, then you know, light their legs. And if they want to, you know, shoot fireballs a lot, you light their hands up. And, you know, you don't need to keep combos going for too long. Sometimes, you know, one chance breaks will give you plenty of damage, especially if you got your fire on them. And you can confirm combos from quite a distance if you're, you know, jump back medium kick, or sorry, jump back medium Trailblazer. So that kind of delays when you're going to hit them. And then you get, you know, swaggy combos like that, but it's really not that hard. Like, not near as hard as some people would lead you to believe. But keeping a combo going, like, the longer you keep it going, the more spacing knowledge and height knowledge you need for all your normals. Because eventually you'll find a structure that works for you, because you'll need to react to, okay, they're above me, I can only do light Trailblazer, or they're a long distance and I need to cover with medium, or, you know, I want to delay my juggle, so I'll do a heavy late, you know, things like that. that all comes into play later. Trying to do one here. So stuff like that, I mean, takes a while to get used to, but it eventually comes with time. Like, I wouldn't expect anybody to be doing that type of stuff right off the get-go. You know, I'll expect most beginner Cinders, they're going to be doing a lot of medium kick, because it's the easiest button to use, right into medium Trailblazer, pretty much everything works off it. You can even just do nothing but medium kick. And I mean, it's your cross-up button. So just throw in a heavy punch. You know, crouch heavy punch just to keep your combo going. But yeah, you can do nothing but mediums if you wish. You know. But yeah, like this type of juggle is really not even hard at all. Like it's just reacting to their height. That's all it is. So hopefully this helped a bit. I mean, yeah, I did some stylish combos at the end, but like it's really not too hard. Like, the hardest thing that you'll probably have is doing fast jump cancel things, because he can jump and go into Trailblazer right off leaving the ground, so he can do like short hops even with his recapture move. So bait throws with that, you know, if you think someone's gonna throw, you know, or if you're looking for like quick you know, quick get-ins or something, you know, if you're spaced right, throw. You know, so that's all mix-up neutral stuff. We're just kind of focused on his juggle stuff here. So, anywho, if you have any questions on it, just throw them in the comments below, or the forums, or whatever. Some people will try to answer, but, you know, just start out, just practice with his normals in the air and see, you know, the hitboxes, where they are, and then, you know, convert those into Trailblazers, or if you're, you know, worried that your Trailblazers are too, you know, noticeable right off the bat, you know, you can do some just normal only strings. So, I mean, they work too. Like no Trailblazers in that, but you can only keep those going for a little bit, and they only work off certain ones. So you need stuff that launches pretty high. So it's only going to be heavies that pretty much will work for that right off the bat. Yeah. But comes with practice. Not too bad. Oops. Didn't mean cross up there, I guess. Probably had to do a Trailblazer there. Oh yeah, you can even launch off pyro bombs off the throw too. Forgot about that. And that's also jump cancelable, because that is a launcher, but that's more situational. So you won't be using that too much, but it will come into play eventually for you. So eventually you'll find all the ways to convert off of pyro bombs too. But yeah, zoning and converting off pyro bombs is probably the thing that you're going to spend the most time with. So. But anyway, like I said before, all the questions and stuff that you have. You know, you can refer to this video. Some of them should be answered in here. Otherwise, throw them below. I'll try to answer them. But the only thing, yeah, like I said, hard inputs are going to be, you know, quick jump cancel normal, like, quick jump cancels into special. Those are going to be the hard ones. So, but other than that, yeah, a lot of pretty straightforward stuff once you sit in the lab with it for, I'd say, probably 20-30 minutes. If you just focus on just normal Trailblazer, normal, you'll start to see what follows into what, but you can, under the right circumstances, combo almost anything into anything with Cinder, grounded or airborne. So, just practice, and I hope to see more Cinders around. He is a lot of fun. Alright, well, anyway, thanks for checking this out, and you guys all take care.